Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm the main character and your life is just B-plot, so you really shouldn't worry about it. I have decided on a name for you, subscribers of Ash on Film, and the name is... Ghosts. Ghosts because I've not met many of you, but I love you. You're all cool, you're all tens, you're all a pleasant surprise. Ghosts. I'm going to be answering questions today in celebration of 2 years on YouTube. They will mostly not be about YouTube. Some of these questions came from you ghosts, and some of these questions came from 36 questions that you should ask someone to make them fall in love with you. If you do happen to fall in love with me because of this video, send me your age, sex, location, bank balance, fashion sense. Given the choice of anyone in the world, who would you want as a dinner guest? Louis Theroux. The dress code would be thought extravaganza, and the talking point would be absurd things that have happened to us. I actually saw Louis Theroux once at a premiere in London. I wasn't able to slip him an invitation to a dinner party, sadly. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and you could retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the next 60 years, which would you choose? This is interesting because I am 30, so basically I'm either choosing this body or this mind for the next 60 years. I get mistaken for a young person all the time. I think it's my sort of constant nonsense approach to life. I seem naive sometimes, but I'm actually just taking in a situation without pretentiousness and trying to suss out the truth of each individual as they present themselves in the moment. So I'm gonna say body for that one. I will keep my body and hopefully grow my mind more and more. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? It's gonna be dramatic. What's the strangest dream you've ever had? That's a tricky question. They're all strange. I used to have a recurring dream that a vampire was killing my cousin. And not by biting her or using any vampire-related mechanics. It was from laser beams from the vampire's eyes. And one day, I defeated the vampire by using laser beams from my eyes. And then the nightmares stopped. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be? I'd really like to be able to teleport, but if it's an ability that's achievable, then I guess I'd like to be able to speak every language. That's achievable. I love it when there's not a direct translation for something, so you learn what the native speakers say instead, because it's usually long-winded and abstract. Something I identify with. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? Well, I was raised by the bass player of a heavy metal band and a conspiracy theorist. And I turned out fine. How do you come up with ideas for your videos? I don't. They find me. I'm just out here walking around the world and weird things come up and they're like, hey, I'm strange and unusual. Wanna talk? Somehow I just keep finding strange things. If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about how you're living your life now and why? That's a bit deeper than I expected. I'd probably stop thinking about the future and just burn through the money I have doing as much as I possibly can. I like taking risks right now, so that year, I'd probably end up dead before the year was out. I like the idea of living in a van and travelling about, so pretty much the plot of Into the Wild, but starring me. If you were to die this evening, really? Is death romantic? Why did I ask that? Of course death is romantic. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? Why haven't you told them yet? So accusational. Why haven't you told them yet? I don't even know what I haven't told them. This isn't an interview, this is therapy. I regret not asking Louis Theroux to come to dinner. Because I was scared, man. He's the big guns. His money don't jiggle. It folds. It's already way too late in the year to be saying that anymore. But if Louis would let me, I'd show him that his money can tap. What's your favorite YouTube video that you made? I like all of them, to be honest. I actually did go through and hide the ones that I thought were crap. So they're all good, I think. About a year ago, I made one where I looked into my birth chart, and at the time, that was the funniest video that I had made. And since then, that's been the bar. That's the tone that I've always wanted to strike. And I'm thinking about doing it again near my birthday. So that one's a good one. What historical era would you most want to go to? So I like the idea of going to the 60s or the 70s or the 90s, but then also none of them. I think TV and film makes the past look funner than it was. And I can dress in a 90s fashion and not have to live in a Wi-Fi-less wasteland. Also, going back in time as Joe Nobody doesn't seem that fun. If I went back and I was best friends with Nirvana, or I was the editor of The Matrix, or a writer in The Simpsons team, then yeah, okay, I would go back to the 90s. Any plans for the future? None. I like to keep my future open and not too predictable, but I do want to grow my channel. I mean, I could hang a play button here. I love traveling. It's one of my favorite things to do, so I see a lot of that in my future. And I suppose transcending space and time to unlock mystic truths about the universe would be kind of cool. I'm already working on it. I think that's about enough for 1 year. But thank you for being here for my 2nd anniversary as a YouTuber. I apologize that you can't watch the early videos. They really sucked. They really sucked. But that's the point. Actually, if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, the one little piece of helpful advice that I will put into this video is just start. Even if it sucks, just make it happen. You can always go back and make them private. Anyway, here's to another year on YouTube. Thank you for being part of it, and yeah, let me know what you want to see on the channel, I guess. Nah, don't do that. Just be a good ghost. Fade into the background. See you next time.